little bit less energetic. Prayers are had. They greet the new day, as the new day will bring new experiences, which will only fuel the fires of their next dreaming. They folk who sleep. They protect all folk in their dreams. They even go so far as giving him praise for blessed sleep itself. You're checked up on by several of the moon dancers that make sure that you're comfortable you need. They do go up to Pharisee and say that the Moon Maiden wants to know whether or not Pixel can remain with Esri.
Would it be helpful to Esri for Pixel to remain there?
It would be helpful to everyone who will go in search for Esri's dreaming mind to figure out where she has gone.
You needn't ask just me. Let me ask Pixel myself.
Okay. They bring you to, which is the same map, so I'm just going to jettison you guys off to the side. They bring you Pixel, to the shrine.
They say that you would be helpful in guiding the people that are searching for Esri in the dream. Is that something you would like to do? Will this make you stronger?
It is why you asked me to join with the Lotus, right?
Indeed, to be able to become a guide in dreams. Yes.
Practice makes perfect.
Sounds good. Is that a yes? You would like to help out in this way?
She wants to help out, but the decision is actually yours, as you're the witch and she's the familiar.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Pixel, you should remain here then and continue learning. Let us sit together for a bit this morning, though, and you can remind me of some of the gifts of autumn.
The petals of the autumn flowers are the sweetest.
Indeed, they are.
Your familiar is very brave. I managed to at least find remnants of Esri's dream. Her connection has been severed. But there is...
Have you seen this before?
There is still a tendril that may be followed.
Excellent. We thank you greatly for your help.
We will follow the tendril in the nights to come. Perhaps she is simply stuck.
Yes.
If this goes on...
She apparently was accused of murder. Unrighteously. Once more, catfolk in the... Bastani in the Grand Station... abused by the humans that rule with their wickedness.
She has many scars.
Yes.
This one has lived a full life for one so young.
Let's make sure it's not over yet.
I'm confident that we'll be able to find the cause. It may require more than a few nights, depending on how deep into the dreaming she has wandered. There are briars.
What's the effort?
There are briars and snares. There are traps and things. She could be stuck somewhere, but to not return to your body and to awake, the tendril between the body and the dreamer, between their soul.
Yes.
She should have been brought here sooner.
I have every confidence in your ability to find her.
Okay. We will do our best. And Iambulus, to Iambulus we pray that she will be delivered back to us to the waking world.
She is a servant of autumn.
Do you need Akram today? Are you wandering out into the wastes to go play with worms that have eaten villages?
No, I think today we will go to the Temple of Iambulus and get our marks.
Today? It's a 3-day walk, if you know the way.
The paladin says that he can travel upon the wind. We shall hope that his curse does not take hold mid-flight. Luckily, I too can fly, so...
Ahmed, don't you spend a DM point.
Your paladin has surprising powers. The only one that I know that has magic that rivals that would be the Sun Priest, the Sun Shaman.
He has also seen many things. He has lived a full life, as Esri has, I think. As have we all. Trying times.
You're very brave to confront the entity that our people once did.
It's the only way out. The only way out that we've found. We'll beat back the winter yet once again.
May your victory be sweet and not sour like ours was.
Yeah, definitely.
We should hope.
Is that Luke?
I was just gonna say, there's good chance the Jerks will get a very bittersweet victory with plenty of comeuppance. There's no way it all just like works out for us.
All right, so
I mean, yeah, for me at least.
you study your spells. Pixel might be learning, and you gather with the party outside.
Yep.
The curse has not taken the paladin. He actually got a night's rest and a couple of meals in.
Oh yeah, what happens? Did you feel tired when you came out of the sword today, or hungry?
Nope, fully rested. Can't explain it.
Yes, well, Darian, shall we commence with the demonstration of the marvelous wind-walking powers of Halcyon?
Of course, everyone is prepared.
Well, yes, we still have some time. It's not going to be, right away, bang, zoom, tentacle attack, is it?
No, but there's a couple things we should cover first. One, the transformation takes a little bit of time. You're going to be turning into like a cloud. Secondly, we won't be able to talk to each other, so let's determine who's leading the way, and we'll follow that person, because they won't be able to yell instructions.
Okay.
Couldn't we do that telepathic bond thing?
Ferg, yes, always a student of magic. Yes, I will cast telepathic
I'm not
bond.
studying shit, Professor. I just remember shit from yesterday. Literally yesterday.
Was that yesterday? Yesterday, yes. Hey, we can get
Fucking
another
old man,
person.
Jesus Christ.
We can get another person in the telepathic bond too. Me plus one willing creature per 3 levels. So yeah, 4 creatures.
Okay.
We'll
Who's
do
4 main PCs.
4 PCs? Sounds good.
Yeah, 4 PCs.
Leaving Tech, Bukerbeck, and Makronam out. That's fine. Wait, 4 PCs? I count 5. Oh, you and okay.
Yeah, he said 1 plus 4 PCs.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Windwalk is also you and 1 per 3, so you can get 4
Oh,
people.
I thought it was 1 per level. Okay, I'll cast a couple of them. That's all.
Okay. Who's in charge of the first Windwalk? What are the groupings?
Who knows? Who's good at tracking?
I've got survival.
Thurgus
They're
is...
just pretty good at it. Yeah.
Okay.
I got survival and perception.
Who's
I
gonna
don't
go?
lose those things as a cloud.
Yep.
And I don't leave any tracks.
We don't leave any tracks as clouds.
I don't leave. Zephyrus doesn't leave any tracks when he's not a cloud.
All right. Who's in Thurgus's group, just in case things go bad?
Zephyrus is going with him.
Okay.
Give me the witch and Zephyrus.
Okay. That can work.
Yep. Which leaves
Is it 4 total?
4 total. Yeah.
Do you want to give us Tech or Bukerbeck?
I think Makronam wants to.
Tech.
Makronam wants to go with Zephyrus, and Tech wants to go with Verisay. So make a decision there. Who's not going?
We'll take Makronam.
All right.
We'll leave Tech and Bukerbeck with the professor since he always dies.
Okay.
Darian, how good are you at tracking?
Not especially. I was a guard in a city.
Tech.
Oh, yes.
How are you? You're quite the tracker. Perhaps we'll follow you, eh?
I will follow Thurgus.
Yes, but if we get split up, all of us in this group stick with Tech. Tech, don't lose sight of Thurgus. Track him the whole way there, eh?
I will watch the terrain if we are going to fly like my queen.
Hey, Christopher, if we're going to be doing some survival stuff, you think you could help me out with that today? Not sure I want to sniff these tentacles.
Yeah, sure thing.
There's a temple that way. That's what we're going for.
Christopher will take skilled survival and shared evolution for his evolutions this morning.
Nice.
So he'll give me his racial bonus to survival.
That's sick. All right. Tilt.
I mean, I don't... Tentacle beast. I don't think that's going to be necessary.
Yep. All right.
So Zephyrus asks, so what is our plan when we get there?
Yes, Darian, what happens when we want to stop being clouds?
Well, ideally, you descend to the ground first and just will yourself to change.
Do I have to touch the ground?
No.
Okay.
Mark is double checking, but so far that is his answer.
Yeah, it takes 5 rounds to change between forms.
And then when we're there, what's the plan, Thurgus?
Thurgus?
Oh, I find stuff and kill it.
Thurgus,
Your
how...
fortunes first before we go and kill things. Once we arrive.
Maybe a freedom of movement spell, given that they're, giant tentacles.
I'm definitely doing that.
Yeah. All right. So long as we're on the same page.
All right.
But I'm not going to do it until we get there.
Fergus, perhaps when you get us there, we could make a circle of the perimeter. Get an eye for this.
You and your spoilers. Fine, fine.
It was only yesterday. We're talking about yesterday. I remember someone said, if we get into a battle, or maybe you could tell me what's going on and like what the thing is, cause like I like to hit it and
Oh,
it feels
touche,
better.
Professor, touche.
Professor, that's a very good impression.
Thank you,
Yes,
Darian.
I have to admit, I haven't laughed like that in a long time.
Super Kimbop, Violus Limited, and Anchor 89. Welcome to the channel. Thanks for the follow. Welcome. Let us know if you have any questions. The party is kind of trying to decide what they're going to do and how they're going to travel. Darian calls upon the power of Halcyon to turn first, I guess, Thurgis's group into wisps of cloud and wind. Their forms are vague outlines of the humanoids that they once were. Thurgis's cloud seems to drip blood.
So much for being subtle.
You're the most horrific rain cloud I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's kind of this angry, a very dark crimson in the center, and it's dripping blood a little bit. Makronam's cloud is just weird; it keeps on changing shape. The others take much more benign forms. It seems that you're able to move very quickly when you cast Wind Walk. At first, it's 10-foot speed. But as you start to pick up speed, you can travel at 60 miles per hour, which is like a reasonable car ride, if you wonder what that looks like. As you rise up into the sky around the desert terrain, how high up are you traveling? Given that everyone is following Thurgis, Thurgis kind of decides, but there's also a telepathic bond linking Zephyros, Thurgis, the professor, and Darian's minds Pharisee and Darian's minds together. So you're all kind of chatting back and forth at the thought of at the speed of thought.
We may as well get some height, get an idea of what's going on around the terrain these days.
Yeah, I'd say for most of the trip we'd be like 100, maybe 200 feet up.
Yep.
Okay. Thurgis, given that you're in the lead, you were shown by the Bastani and the Rakastans the way there. In fact, there's a trail because they once traveled to the to this acropolis quite often. Give me a percentile roll.
38.
Okay, I'm just gonna roll a perception for you guys. These might be slightly higher. It is a slightly windy day, but the power of your spell is quite capable to overcome the light to moderate winds. You do cross over a lot of dry landscape. You do see some storm clouds in the distance. They seem to be in the or above the part of the desert where Cindermaw's territory is. The trail goes along a ridgeline of a very rocky territory. It's actually quite easy to follow for Thurgis. There are a couple of side trails that may lead to old campsites or maybe even some abandoned villages. Fascinating view from up here, archaeologist professor. To have had access to the spell when you were just an archaeologist would have been amazing. You're in fact seeing quite possibly areas that you would come back to as dig sites.
I'll fill the telepathic bond with chatter of like what those things might be per my like knowledge of history and stuff. Oh, look down there, it's Dragrin's tomb. Lost for 1,000 years, they say.
Zephyros sort of just in a telepathic bond responds that, didn't somebody say that they weren't good at archaeology earlier? I distinctly remember somebody saying that.
Yes, well, I'm not down there digging in it, am I? I'm clearly looking up from a high vantage point, much like a map, which I've looked at thousands of times. I would say this is probably as close to niche as we can find for me.
Yeah, the professor is old as balls, so I'm pretty sure this constitutes history over archaeology.
Professor, give me a knowledge, history, or maybe I'm looking for geography, engineering, something about the construction of cities.
History's the best. Engineering and geography are both pretty good though.
Okay, give me. It would be easier with engineering or geography. This is as you're traveling over the couple of hours that the 3-day trek would have otherwise taken.
Let's do geography. I just talked about maps there. 38.
There's something really curious about the landscape that you're going through. You can't help but compare it to a fine dinner cloth that somebody has scrunched up along the sides. You're seeing topography that is kind of squished together and a bunch of ruins that look like they've tumbled into each other. Normally, you would have layers of cities or layers of encampments as people continue to live on the same spot that is considered ancient. Mm-hmm. This looks like some catastrophe pushed the landscape, kind of scrunched it, and you're following this line of scrunched landscape where things have toppled over one another, exposing some things that were underneath the ground. You wonder, was the Pearl of Bostera created by taking land from another place? Or has Bostera, the pearl, the big pocket dimension that is Bostera, did it shrink?
I'll point out the like ridge line at the edge of the desert and voice the speculation through the telepathic bond.
Oh, I've got a theory about that, Professor. I'm pretty sure when Desnobia was gifted the pearls, whoever gave them to her fucked up the wrapping paper. Can never get those corners right. They get all wrinkly and they look like crap.
Or maybe she dropped one of them.
Could be.
Maybe it was cleaved off from another pearl. There are all sorts of stories about how the mythical lands that Esri came from are a thing, but now they're somewhere else.
What kind of magic would it take to take land from somewhere else to create a pearl?
Likely the same sorts of magic that would allow a Titan to gift his bride entire plains to begin with.
This
terrifying Titan magics, no doubt.
This single flight of the professor has changed. You would have wasted years, and maybe even did waste years, picking through the forest without being able to see through the trees.
It seems, I think the professor's working theory is that it was just cut off and dumped here, all these, and then turned to sand, I guess. Do I know how long it's been desert? It's been like from the beginning. Do I know? Because the catfolk used to live in Grand Station, right?
Yep. Grand Station's a temperate climb that is really good for growing crops.
And so they get kicked out. They lose their land. The only place to go is the Pearl that has been a perpetual desert ever since people can remember. Are there any legends of Bostera, not being kind of a wasteland?
Bostera has a river near the Bostera station, so there is some sources of water here. Obviously, it does rain. But
the whole place
the place you don't recall a time, even stretching back to more ancient times, in the Pearls where Bostera was a lush garden.
It was no
Oh.
Heshmala.
It was no Heshmala. Or it was no, and for Pharisee, it was no garden. So, Professor, you guys are picking up surface thoughts as the professor's like thinking deeply about these things. There was this like flash of regret or maybe even anger as he was thinking about the time he wasted, but he seemed to recover quickly from that. He's more fascinated in what he could learn. There was a longing that came from Pharisee, the word garden, kind of like Heshmala. Zephyros seems to be fascinated about the place where maybe the Fant race came from, this mythical place that is kind of like Shangri-La, like it's not supposed to exist but might actually do. And then Pharisee seemed to have a pang of sorrow, of longing, of missing home when she
That's
muttered
pretty similar to
garden.
Thurgus.
Yep.
Some anger too. Garden sort of everything abandoned me in garden, right? Just kind of, I grew up there, but in the time that it was falling, I missed all the good stuff.
Thurgus misses or is eager to return to the Beastlands.
Yeah, he's very curious as to there's a curiosity there too in terms of like what would the Beastlands look like to travel above it. What would it look like from above?
And Darian, with all these strange folk that are now your companions, what is Darian thinking or feeling about when people are talking about the pearls and having to abandon your home basically because of the rotten queen sitting upon the throne?
Oh, just that he feels like there's something wrong in like something is spreading throughout the pearls. It's not just the queen. There's a like that religious something's wrong and it has to be stopped.
Okay.
But he at the same time he's like Thurgus, like I have no idea. Like the professors, the Zephyros, they all talk way above his head when it comes to stuff. Like, okay.
You're traveling with a bunch
Would not have noticed things cramped together like that.
Yeah, just for, comparison's sake, what is Darian's intelligence?
His intelligence is a jaw-dropping 10.
So completely average for a human, and Thurgus is a little bit on the south side of average. And then, Professor, your thoughts that are swirling around, it's like being in Einstein's head, kind of, right? With your 32 intelligence.
Yeah, I'm up to 32, but we're like a pretty high band up here with Zephyros, Pharisee, and the Professor, right? Even Pharisee, you have a pretty high int.
I'm a bit of a dullard at 26, so.
Yeah. But you know a lot of good like tales and stories from the bard side. So
Yeah.
you add the flavor of the character. Yeah, it really livens up the debate.
Thurgus at a modest 29.
Yeah.
Thurgus is at an 8.
Sorry, Zephyros at a 29. Yeah, Thurgus at an 8. Yeah, there's a very big gulf between the Brainiacs and the others. You're trying
when
to
it comes to arm wrestling.
Exactly.
Zephyros is still
Your
up there.
reveries and thoughts and hypotheses and thoughts of home are kind of broken by spotting a building that is most likely the place where you're supposed to, your intended destination.
I'm gonna instruct everyone to kind of follow me and land a little bit out. We want to do a circle, so I'll circle around it, keeping a good distance. Trying not to. I'm kind of trying to keep it within my perception range, but probably most of my party members can't really see too much. Maybe Pharisee can. I know Pharisee's got some pretty solid perception and stuff, but I'm trying to kind of maximize the distance to my advantage, and then if I don't really notice anything moving or living around, I'll instruct folks to touch down at a good safe distance where I think that like this party likes to buff up before they go exploring. So give us a couple of, rounds away from whatever this building is, rather than touching down next to it.
The first thing
Why are we flying in a circle? I can't see anything.
the first thing that you do notice is that for about 3 miles in almost a perfect circle from your vantage point, the scrubland desert vegetation is really weird. It's like a gray. It's very gray and dark compared to the desert bushes and some of the cacti that have been clinging to the scrunched landscape that the professor was so interested in. It's almost like the vegetation has rotted and weird, pallid, ameliorated versions of those plants have grown in their stead. Or like they've shed off this black ick that it clings to the ground like a lichen.
Oh, seems like your kind of place, Professor.
From your eagle-eye view, it looks like a lattice work of this chaotic veins radiating out from the building. The building is clearly at the center of it. You don't even see any desert buzzards. You actually don't see a lot of animal life, whereas you've been spotting it all day in your several-hour travels to this acropolis. Let me see if I can get a description of it.
Pretty sure this place is the heart of the corruption, and hopefully it'll go back to some sense of normalcy once we purge the place.
I hope so. This is most unnatural. It shouldn't be here.
And are we going to cast tens or minutes at this point? Probably both.
It takes a couple rounds for us to actually recorporeate.
Yeah,
we
can't even cast until we.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But I mean, once we do.
I think the plan is to do 10 minutes per level probably, and then when we get to the building, minutes per level is my guess.
Sure.
But we don't really know. Like, this could be a huge tunnel that just goes underground really far, and it might not be, surface level catacombs. It might be an hour's walk underground or something. We don't know.
Right.
So I'd probably do 10 minutes per level and hold off, unless you just have tons of slots you don't mind burning.
Nope. Let's do tens.
The building itself is sort of perched on a high rocky hillside and might be built into the side of a mountain. It's got rough edges suggesting that it's quite old. Some of the carvings on the front face with this large yawning square doorway. Titans could walk through this doorway. You quite visibly see stairs that lead down into the ground.
All right, everybody, let me do it first.
On the stream, I'll flash what kind of the building looks like. Oh, I can't do that here. How do I
Let me
share?
give you each your fortune first.
I thought you did that before we left.
Nah, I figured we might run into stuff along the way that I'd hate to waste it on.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
So I'm sharing in VC. This corner, and let me see if I can share it with the screen. How do I get this? Source.
Oh man, the Sahedron and Sin Magic. What did we get ourselves into?
Yeah, ignore the ignore the Galarian specific sigils.
Are these flames around?
It's not an image. I need to. Well, here. I'll do it this way.
I suppose it's just going to be some kind of guess on resist energies right now, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to cast them. You could just, wait to be surprised.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hear tentacles. I think acid. I don't know why.
I was thinking the same thing. I was
Yeah,
looking at the evolution stuff, and I was like, should I take acid resist?
What are the categories again?
Looking in the in map tools, I added a picture and then I deleted it.
The categories for energy.
I'll put it in
Yeah,
chat.
it's. Thank you.
Okay.
This is what the corner of the building looks like. That large square entryway, the rock or the walls and outside of the building look like they were carved away from the rock. It has a really desolate feeling to it. There is a bit of moaning of the desert air as it goes through the building. Kind of
I'll instruct everyone to hold off and let me corporeate first, and
Twisted-
then I'll descent.
Twisted Die Roller, thanks for the sub. Welcome to the channel. Let us know if you have any questions. One of our bots will post links to our YouTube channels and to episode guides. And we've got, something like, I think we're nearing almost close to 100 episodes for this campaign.
Wow.
Nice. What is that, like average 6 hours an episode?
Yeah, something like that. So you got a lot to go back and watch. And that's only one of the campaigns.
You can join the Screen Actors Guild, Marty.
There are half dozen more. Is that a thing? Yeah.
The Screen Actors Guild?
No, for people who stream.
Oh yeah, Twitch actually counts towards your number of hours on published content. There's like a threshold that you have to hit for like the amount of things that you've done in a professional setting.
That's funny. I should go back and tally that because, let's see, 6 years, 8 hours average a week.
I dare say the last few years it's more than 8 hours a week.
I average it for the weeks we took off and that sort of thing. But yeah, you're probably right. 5 campaigns, yeah. We've had quite a few. All right, so you guys are landing and starting to turn back.
I'm gonna do it first,
Okay.
just in case anything like ambushes us out of the ground or anything like that. I can take a hit a lot better than a lot of these other people can. So
Yeah,
I'll do it first.
Darian's going to transform as well because
Okay.
same reason. Plus, he doesn't want to leave Thurgus by himself.
Okay, because Tech isn't in the telepathic bond, he's already turning back into corporeal.
Yeah, it's fine.
I think Bukerbeck's doing the same. Makernam.
I'll protect the squishier one. I'll protect Bukerbeck.
Yeah. Anchor, I did some napkin math a while back. Marty's been a DM for campaigns that people meet and play in since he was 14. I think the back of the napkin math is that I've spent physically a year of my life, maybe more, at the table DMing.
Nice.
Yes. Well past. Yeah, it's a ridiculous number. Nerd, yeah. Pot calling the kettle black. I think we had this conversation earlier.
We did. We had
yeah,
this exactly.
One of us. Precisely. Okay.
Do we run into any issues?
Oh no.
Corporeating
Five rounds, 30 seconds goes by very quickly. Perhaps slowly to you guys as you're hoping for the spell to run out before, or to get off, before anything happens. Nothing comes charging out of this grim place. Your feet touch the rocky ground. The strange lichenous material crunches beneath your feet like it is drier than the desert itself.
Okay. If it seems safe, I'll kind of take a look around, and then I'll let people in the telepathic bond know. You can come down now.
Does
and
it
then I'll start casting 10 minutes to level
seem
up.
safe? Give me a second.
Do you need a perception check?
You thought you heard maybe something click deeper within the acropolis.
So pretty far away.
Yeah, it echoed a little bit. Something clicked deep within here.
The acropolis itself might know we're here, so I suggest you all hurry up, get on your feet. And I'll tell it to Tech too. Tech, there was a noise. Be on your guard.
Darian's gonna cast Bark Skin at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll launch into my 10-minute per levels once I turn from a cloud into a professor.
Yeah, so this group has 5 rounds of buffing while this group is transforming. Which one of you wants the freedom of movements? I have 2 of them today.
I put up my own.
I'll hold mine till later. Like Thurgus said, we don't know how far deep we have to go.
Maybe give it to Tech because he's going to be on the front line, or give it to yourself so you can heal people if it becomes a problem.
It's an excellent idea. So through desert terrain, this place was about 60 miles away. You got here in an hour, so I think your telepathic bonds are still working.
Yeah, it's 10, so telepathic bond, I guess, would be 2 hours for us at this point.
Yeah.
120 minutes.
Yep.
I'll cast Conjure Carriage. I will find a good one and send it to you in chat, Marty.
Sure.
Let me dig back through the archives. I'll pull one of the old ones out.
Yeah, with your dark vision.
When it's time to approach, perhaps we send in a bit of a decoy up front to draw the first attack. I'll gesture towards the carriage that is about to appear.
Thurgus just looks down like you're deflating his day. Is this what we are now, Professor? Just trying to take the fun out of each other?
I swear, it will get very fun soon. Just that moment when the fun starts has to be just right, or else I die.
I'm gonna learn Faraday's Legend Lore spell just so I can spoil every magic item for you, Professor. I want you to know that. That's my new quest.
Okay.
The professor tries to hide the thought of, like, Thurgus just dedicated his life to learning all of the secrets of magic. The professor tries to hide the thought of Thurgus just truly pledging his life towards magical investigation.
In pure spite.
Bukerbeck
Spiteful
casts
learning is still learning.
Thurgus casts. Bukerbeck cast Weapon of Awe on Darian's weapon and Thurgus's weapon.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
And he casts Bull Strength on Tech.
Legend Lore is actually on the Inquisitor spell list too.
There you go. And the last spell he casts out of the 5 will be a magic circle against evil on himself. Stick near me if you feel your mind getting funny. Alright, that was the 5 rounds, and then the wizards, which wizard magi guys shift out of their windwalk.
I think Darian's going to do a freedom of movement on himself. He's got a couple spells to spare.
I'm going to give everyone 3 hours of life bubble.
Okay.
Oh, you're awesome.
You no longer smell the strange, I don't know, it's like an acrid dryness.
Another reason why I didn't take scent as an evolution.
Zephyrus does mage armor. And maybe also see invisibility.
I will. I have to, like, take this shield out and activate it. I'll take off the old Tenebrin family shield that was usually stowed on my back.
Yep.
And I will try and activate it.
It's an animated shield.
Yeah.
Doesn't it only last for rounds or something when you do that?
Yeah, I think it lasts for 5 rounds, and then 4 rounds, and then you have to
I will
grasp
look at
and-
it and put it back on my back and retake that treasure.
Alright.
Such a-
You could juggle it every 4 rounds. It lasts for 4 rounds, and it's
I need these fingers
Recharges.
free for wands here, boys.
Yep. All right, so you guys have spent about 10 rounds standing outside of this place, casting spells, which is an activity that is not quiet.
Yep.
You are 10 rounds into casting when you
I
actually...
got 3 rounds on casting. Are you guys
You
doing...
manifested after us.
Yeah. 5
Okay.
5 on the back group and 10 on the front group.
I've got 5 on my character sheet here.
Okay.
All right. You hear a splash deep within this structure. Strange to hear water.
Remember, Thurgis, once you start cutting, it will begin to double in strength over and over. So the first cut should really, really count.
What?
As soon as you start hurting this thing, it's going to get more powerful each time you hurt it.
Oh, right.
Once you start hurting it, make sure you're close to wherever this thing's head or eyeballs, you know.
Got
Center
it.
mass.
Thurgus, just checking with you. I see you have Keen Edge cast on you. Do you cast it
Yeah.
yourself these days?
I do have it on my list of spells now.
Okay, got it. So I don't need to prepare Keen Edge to cast on you anymore.
No.
Okay.
I mean, you can if you want. I don't have a ton of spell slots. It's really up to you.
Yeah, I just always have one so that I can cast it on you. So if you want to
Okay,
free up
yeah.
a spell slot, that's fine.
Yeah, that'd be great. I'll take one.
All right, so I cast it on you,
Awesome. Thanks.
and you can just assume it's always there every time I cast Stansburg level. We can be clear, but that's the plan.
Nice.
Okay. You hear some more splashing.
I'm gonna cast comprehend languages on myself.
I'm gonna cast Spell Sword.
I speak Aquan. I'm gonna go talk to it.
All right.
I start.
Pharisee, do you have any protection against fear or charm effects running right now?
No.
Okay. Give me a will save. This happened the second you cast comprehend languages.
Okay.
I've got comprehend languages going as well. That was one of my.
Okay, we'll say that this happens at the same time. The two of you decide telepathically that comprehend languages would be a good thing to cast. And
31.
the low uneasy feeling perhaps was language being spoken in a language and voice that is too deep for your ears to actually hear. But your spell is allowing you to interpret it, and immediately your head begins to be bombarded by images and sigils that mean it's going to crawl into you and absorb you. It wants in, it wants in, it wants in. Pharisee avoids screaming as it feels like tentacles are trying to reach into your skull and pull out your brain.
Oh, it's trying to get into me. It's trying to get into everything. It's trying to get us all.
Professor,
Hear it.
what's your will save?
Hear it.
You get +4 morale if it's fear-based. Because you're within 10 feet of Darian.
Is it fear based?
Yep, Professor's close enough to Darian, just happens to be.
33.
All right. Yeah, the both of you feel this horrible feeling that the air or the sounds that are uttering from the wind are actually tentacles trying to reach into your nostrils, eyes, ears, mouth, and they're trying to get at your brain. Whatever it is, it hungers.
Can I get a conjured carriage on the board and start that advancing towards the front of the place?
Sure.
I'll just command it to advance without us in it.
All right, so you conjured a carriage.
Mm-hmm.
I don't... Oh, there we go. Image. The fanciest of carriages.
I wanted something really noticeable. I really wanted to make sure.
All right. So you conjure something schmancy, pulled by spectral horses, and you're sending this into the dungeon ahead of you?
Yeah, I wanted to kind of trigger any traps or reveal this thing, get it to attack.
Okay. So let's get some phantom horses on there too.
I'm gonna move a little closer to Darian and cast See and Viz.
Just to be clear, I've got C and Viz up as well.
Same.
Yep.
So there's schmancy carriage, pulled by a couple of spectral steeds, and none of you are getting into it, but you're just sending it into the temple.
Yeah.
I'm gonna follow behind it. I don't want it to take too much of my fun.
It's like you're...
You go trotting off, and Darian's like, it just starts following you.
I guess that's our cue.
Yep.
All right, we're moving.
I think the infantry line is following their tank. All right, Professor, what are you doing when it reaches the top of these really, really long, tall stairwell? The stairs are not cut for medium-sized strides. They are cut for much larger creatures.
I mean, I'm gonna keep it going. Will it fit through here?
Oh yeah, the yawning entry hall is big enough for a Titan to walk in.
Yeah, I'm gonna just keep letting it roll on through.
After all, this may be the perverted temple of a Titan.
I will throw a quick draw Bacob's wand so I can cast it silently. If I probably already had it out. But,
All right, I gotta read.
them.
I gotta read yours. What is the name of the spell that summons the carriage? Phantom.
Conjure carriage.
Conjure carriage.
I was just looking. I didn't.
There's an invisible coachman. That's an unseen servant.
Yeah, there's an unseen servant. Unseen servant definitely could take damage and die.
It can't perform any complex or dangerous driving and fails any checks that made to drive the carriage in such conditions. Okay?
Okay.
So
Does it get stuck on the stairs?
yeah, the carriage basically stops when the steeds run over the edge of the stairs, and the carriage goes down one step, and it just stops there.
Oh no, Professor! It looks like your carriage isn't going to be able to spoil everything. This is terrible. And I just start like running past the carriage.
I can give you more protections if you stay.
Oh, boo! All right. And I like walk back, like just like Charlie Brown walking. Do, 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 do.
All right, the stairwell is covered in debris off to either side. There are strange sigils that you realize that are written in the giantish language, as well as like the alphabet of the Titan language, that were once chiseled along the sides of the stairwell. There are weird ash-like piles, perhaps where the wind has deposited some of this ash, just within the first 20 or 30 feet
I'm going
of the
to cast
stairwell.
an extended Good Hope
Yep.
on everyone.
Oh,
so 24
nice.
minutes of Good Hope.
Professor, are you standing that far away from the party, or are you closer?
Appreciate that.
I'm going to wait until everybody's close by.
If they're casting spells, I'll get close.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Okay.
guys can coordinate easily with your telepathic bond. You hear a splash again. Thurgus, with your perception and being at the front, the splashing is happening somewhere over here, like deeper within.
Can I go, please? And I look at Thursday and I look at the professor.
I'm going to split hex protective luck on Thurgus and Zephyros with
I'll haste
Soothsayer.
him. I'll haste him and then, yes,
That's what I was waiting for. I was going to say, we got a haste spell coming.
All right, so
It's go time, bitches! And then I don't turn back if people start casting more spells because I have haste and I run.
all right, I'm gonna add the haste now that you've cast a round per level spell to the initiative sheet, and then I'm gonna add the tentacles as well because you kind
What's the
of.
duration of that protective luck?
2 rounds after the first time it's used. And then I can calculate from there. I got Soothsayer as a hex, so that lets me pre-hex people, and the hex starts when it becomes needed. So I can sort of preload a lot of hexes on.
Yeah, it's a
good
front.
hexes on people.
It's a front-loaded hex. I like it.
And Darian,
Yeah.
your max initiative is now 12
Yes.
because of your.
So basically, how it works is you roll for initiative, and I go to the bathroom. And then by the time I get back, it's still
Hey,
not my
man,
turn.
I
there's-
like that Thurgus can literally never fail to go before Darian.
All right,
Yes.
give
ever.
me a round of movement. If you are a medium-sized or small creature on those stairs, that is difficult terrain.
Okay.
But I can go regular speed?
They are just they're awkward, but you can go at regular speed. Thurgus.
That's 60 feet for me right there.
Unless you want to fly.
Hasted also increases your speed, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
What-
I added my haste movement.
Okay.
What's
actually, I think I-
hasted fly? Is hasted fly what 100?
Hasted fly would be 90. 90 for flight and 70 for overland flight. And you can move 3 times in a 3-action system if you're not casting or doing something else.
So
I thought it was one move action.
And Zephyrus offered you fly before you ran off. Just
I'll
so
take
you
it.
know.
I won't say
Alright.
no.
So if you want the fly, Zephyrus gave you the fly spell.
Tech's acrobatics is so good with his jumping that as a mantis warrior, he's able to descend the stairs by jumping down them at no reduction to his speed.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm gonna double move.
Pharisee, the writing
Fly.
along the wall, it's overly simple. It seems to be. Wait a second. It's giant, Titan, and a third language that you've encountered a couple of times. What's your linguistics?
Well, I've got comprehend languages up, but my linguistics is that one doesn't come up as often. Plus 13.
We're gonna call this the ancient alphabet stones. They're actually correlating 3 different languages and their alphabets, and maybe very simple words like a Rosetta Stone
Yeah.
for giant, Titan, and Olympian.
This is 3 languages: giant, Titan, and Olympian. Simple words in all of them. How very interesting. I'll say that.
Marty, is it one action or can I double move?
Yeah, it's a full second round is triple move if you wanted.
60.
I will. I'll start to
click right
panic. I can see the writing at this point, right?
Yep. The writing is somebody 16 feet tall wrote these sigils, so yeah, you can see the writing.
So
They're
I
just like
will.
Pocahontas times.
I was 90 here. I will start to panic and fly back and forth down the hallway as I see a language I did not know of before, and I see two of the other languages I know, and it's there, and I'm trying to burn as many of my learned language list.
Olympian?
Yeah. Damn it. It's now back up to 6.
Titan seems to be the root of both Olympian and Giant.
I'll single move and put a fortune hex soothsayered on Thurgus.
Okay. You guys have license up, so I can't describe smells, but there seems to be that lichen in this chamber. When you get to the bottom of the steps, looks like it is airborne, and you can see little particles of it floating around. The walls in here seem to have very slick versions of the lichen kind of growing out of these very large black pools that are still rippling from whatever disturbed the surface of the water moments before with those splashing noises. The hall is gigantic. It's, I don't know, 40 feet in height. The steps, Thurgus, you think whenever this place does rain, it was designed in a way that the water would go into the building, down the steps, and it's worn some of the edges of the steps throughout the ages, and kind of created a bunch of cracks to deposit water into these pools.
Makes sense. Yeah, as a reminder, I have Death Watch goggles up.
Yep.
So if there's living stuff,
Maybe not.
But I'll just-
Maybe not designed. Maybe that's just how the ruin is now behaving.
okay.
Is anybody moving tech? I feel like he'd probably be trying to keep up front with the melee guys.
Darian, Mark, are you moving up or are you?
Darian is actually, he's going to cast Divine Power,
Okay.
and then he'll start to move up.
And how fast is Darian moving?
With haste, he's moving at 60.
Okay. All right, so you guys are scattered a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah, there's something disturbed the water in this pool. There might be slight rippling in the other one, Thurgus, but it's quiet now. Your footfalls echoing a little bit in this chamber.
I'm flying. Their footballs.
I think Tech and maybe Darian and Bucherbeck are the only ones touching the ground at this point.
Yep.
And Tech is probably pretty quiet when he touches the ground.
Darian is not.
He's
Clank, clank,
he's
clank, clank.
Yeah, he's jumping. Darian clanking. All right. Let's do one more round of movement before snapping into initiative.
I'll say into the telepathic bot, Thurgus, aren't you good with water things now? Can't you tell what that water creature is?
Oh yeah, for sure. I'll take one move action up to the edge, and then I will concentrate on my sword
Okay.
to detect aquatic or aberrations.
Oh, that makes sense.
All right, so the trigger for combat will be Thurgus poking the thing with his sword. As Thurgus is doing this, let's see what everyone else is doing. Tech is moving along this wall. He's got his blades out. Bucherbeck is cautiously moving forward, keeping one of the walls to his side. Professor, what did you do this round?
I moved a little bit forward. I'm going to come to the base of the stairs and try and not be in line to get blasted with anything.
Okay, Pharisee?
I'm gonna move up to here and put protective luck on Tech. Soothsayer.
All right, Christopher buries whatever he senses. He buries himself into Thurgis's backpack and is not going to be part of this combat.
Mhm.
The little gummy bear familiar that is
Yeah, that's what he
quasi-real.
does.
Zephyrus, what are you doing this round?
Zephyrus is also moving up closer, but he's also moving higher into the air so that he's not near the ground.
Okay.
So maybe 10, 15 feet in the air. You
Yep.
can move at 80.
Yeah, Bookerbeck glances up at you. He sees where you are. And then, Darian, what are you doing this round? You feel like you're way far behind where the danger is, Darian.
Darian's casting Righteous Might so he can get up those stairs faster. And hit things harder.
Can I be up in the sky too?
All right, so
And
so you're not difficult terrain, and you're moving at 60, so
at 60, yeah.
you can move another 60 all the way down the stairs.
Yep.
Cool.
Can I be up in the sky as well, Marty?
Yeah, that's fine. All right, I rolled initiative because something's happening. So Thurgis, you activated your blade, and it tells you where. Well, you're getting two conflicting answers from the blade at this point. You're getting there is one, no, there's 173, no, there is one, no, there's 143 of them, no, there's one. Like it seems to be not quite registering what it is, but it is all the same creature, and you're not. It is an aberration. You get the sense that they are everywhere, and the one creature seems to be just outside your view. The dozens, if not over 100 of them, seem to be poking in and out all around you. Some of them impossibly in the rock or other rooms. Some of them are poking up into the water. Others are poking down from the ceiling. And it's like they're just out of view. The name of the creature, it's called... Do you have any knowledge planes?
No.
It's...
No idea. Creepy. It's creepy.
We're going to give it a name...
But I will convey those feelings in the telepathic bond. We're surrounded by pokey, creepy aberration things.
Any chance we...
That would be the tentacles.
It's going to be called the Mother of Smothering Arms.
That's a good name.
That's a crushing hug.
Be careful,
that-
Professor.
You got that freedom of movement up there, bud?
I do.
So do I, yeah.
And it's protected from dispel by a life bubble.
There, at this point in time, there is a
And a
crackle.
windwalk.
There is a crackling static in your telepathic bond that is growing in pitch and in its disturbance of your communication. Let's see. Makronum gets to go first. Makronum is being carried by Zephyrus, maybe? Where did little buddy
Yep,
go?
he's just under my character sheet, unfortunately.
Okay. Makronum is turning into a bag and hiding in your backpack.
I have two backpacks.
Oh, whatever it is, we don't belong here.
Do you know what's worse, Markram? I don't know why I'm carrying the door.
Oh. Well, doesn't evil Ludo have the key? Tech Sarat Gagats.
30 games late to asking that question. But...
No. I don't mean specifically that. I mean, like, in this fight. I don't know why I have the door with me right now.
Oh, it's just always on your back, isn't it? The nicely framed door with the JE insignia at the top. Tech is readying to attack something. His antennae are back. state of heightened awareness, Zephyros, you know something's coming and it's not good.
Yeah, Zephyros will cast invisibility on himself as soon as he gets an opportunity.
Your turn.
All right, Zephyros cast invisibility on himself. Let me just see. Actually, he may not do that because he's carrying Mokranam. Mokranam is in my bag now, right?
He is in your bag, but he is another creature, so he
He's
will not be invisible.
Right. Therefore, Zephyros will not cast invisibility then, because it will be. Instead, Zephyros will cast shield.
Okay.
Just to get it up.
Your sounds seem to echo in this strange place. Thurgus?
So I don't see anything specifically, is that right?
Yeah, you know the locations of where these creatures, or this one creature is. They're all around you. You get the sense that they are now starting to cluster at the front of this building.
When you say at the front of the building, you mean behind us or at the opening where I'm at?
All around.
Oh,
All
okay.
around us.
I mean, I don't think I have any reason to do anything other than to move into the room.
Okay. You're flying?
Yeah.
Oh shoot.
All right, so you fly over the blackish pool. There's probably maybe about a foot between the top of the water and the edge of the stone that you're on. There might be a way between these two pools might be connected because they're at the same height of water. You do see with your dark vision into the north, there might be an alcove in there, and there are these heavy stone doors that are blocking your view to other places.
Because that's a move action.
Yep.
I will cast Divine Favor.
Okay.
That's it for me.
There seems to be ripples in the water from your casting, almost like sound is bouncing in this rune strangely.
Okay.
Might be all of the dozens of planar poke holes that masses of tentacles are creating and causing. Tentacles. Let's see. 3 groups are being attacked on this round. This Thurgus will be group number 1. This group will be group number 2. And we've got group number 3 in the back. All right, busting forth from the ceiling in the water are a bunch of tentacles. There are weird nodes, and some of the tentacles have eyes in them. And Thurgus's tentacle... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Looks ghostly in nature. You had a ready, Thurgus?
No, I spent a move and a standard to cast Divine Favor. I have a reaction, so if it attacks me, I'm going to burn my reaction to Instant Judgment. But
okay, yeah, it's attacking you. The tentacles have 20-foot reach, so they don't need to actually be that close to you. But there is a central node that is coming out of the water, and the tentacles over here look like they're incorporeal, as they lash out towards Thurgus.
okay, I will burn my reaction.
Okay.
Now,
AC 22. They thrashed and made a lot of a noise, but
22 against Incorporeal Touch? Sorry?
yeah, they are incorporeal.
If it's an Incorporeal Touch attack, it
Touch
definitely
attack.
hits.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any protection against negative energy?
At the moment, double check. I have deathless. I have a deathless breastplate.
Deathless, so you have 10 resistance.
Resist 10. Yeah.
Okay. This only does 3 negative energy to you as a tentacle lashed out towards you. It's almost like it was testing you out. However, the fortitude it does no damage, so the secondary effect doesn't work. It was trying to damage your charisma.
Oh.
That's not nice.
No. All right, so these are the incorporeal tentacles, the ones that come down towards Pharisee and Tech. Could you give me 20-foot range? Yeah, Tech is outclassed by the reach of the tentacles. One, two, three, four, five, six. This tentacle seems to have, I don't know, some sort of wedging axe-like formation on it. As multiple tentacles come together, they seem to form a single axe-like wedge, but it looks like they could detach and kind of like open wounds that in rending ways, and they're going to attack. One is Tech, 2 is Pharisee. Their initial attack, AC 27.
Incorporeal touch?
No, these are quite corporeal.
That is a hit. It's close, but it is a hit.
We're going to call these reaving tentacles. Okay. Does 17 damage to you on the first attack?
That's a solid hit. But I have over 100 now, so I'm going to be fine.
Second attack, AC 25.
AC 25.
Stop it.
Is my AC, so it hits.
Okay. 2d6 plus 14. And then it rends. It basically stabs into you twice, and then the tentacles split and kind of spread your flesh.
Oh, no.
The rend is another 28.
Okay, so 35 plus 28?
Yep, and then I forgot the secondary attack on Thurgus.
63. That's a lot.
AC 32 touch.
Yeah.
And it doesn't break your 10 to do the secondary effect, which was charisma damage. So your deathless plate is working, and you're going to ask about cold iron, right?
The second one missed because of the haste.
Nice.
Nice.
Then you can take back the 18 and the 28 damage for the rend.
Yeah, so I've taken 17 damage.
You manage, because of the haste spell, to twist out of it before the tentacles separated.
There's a brief image of the professor. You almost see him in a positive light as you narrowly avoid the damage.
Almost see him in a positive.
And Fergus, your protective luck activated.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And then the third mass of tentacles has different properties from the first two. Let's see what they are.
It wants to be our friend instead of attack us?
These ones just seem to have a lot of eyes. Perhaps how they spotted you when you first came in. There's just a lot of eyes on these tentacles. And it's going to attack. One is Zephyros, 2 is Bukerbeck, 3 is Darian, and
Can these tentacles reach high into the air from where they are?
yeah, they're coming. So this big node is coming out of the middle of the hallway, and it's got 20-foot reach. It's like it burrowed a hole through the plains to reach in and grab you.
Okay.
Yeah, so 1 is Zephyros, 2 is Bukerbeck, 3 is Darien, and for some reason it doesn't attack the professor. 3 is Darien.
Okay.
A slapping tentacle
trying to
comes
get it
in towards you, AC 29.
That's
Hey, baby girl.
just a regular AC.
Regular
have
AC.
that? Is that
Misses.
for me? Are you done? Yasha? Can I have it?
Max, we can hear you talk to your dog right
Oh, sorry. I thought it was muted.
I'm like,
Yeah.
you're really into taunting this monster.
She's got a sock right now.
A bunch
She
of-
came in, she's taunting me.
A bunch of eyes at the end of tentacles. It's like looking at all of you. It seems to be even searching for the professor. And then the second attack. AC 34.
Not with the spells. No.
You're taking into account your dex loss for being large.
Yes, but I also get the natural armor bonus for being large. So they
Okay.
counteract each other.
All right. That is the tentacles this round. Darian.
I think I'm going to spend an action to smite.
Okay. Now I'm going to ask
And
you.
then
I'm
I'm going
going to
to-
ask you a weird question. This creature is not a standard creature. Are you smiting the node of tentacles that is attacking you? Or are you smiting the creature that the tentacles are attached to?
The creature that the tentacles are attached to.
Okay.
Because it was described to us as something that might even take up a whole sphere.
Right.
Yeah, so I don't want to just attack. I want that thing to die. Okay. 1, 20 plus smite adds another. And we've got all sorts of other spells up. 25, 28. All right. AC 39.
Oh yeah, you attack.
Oh, that's not even including the smite. Sorry.
You attack
So-
the mass. Because it appeared kind of in the middle, you are able to reach it.
Okay. And D20 and another attack.
Yep.
I forgot to add my smite on there, so that would have been 36 plus 36, so 1. AC 40, I guess, is a hit.
40 also hits. What are you attacking with?
His longsword.
Okay.
Or sorry, greatsword rather.
You got a couple of great sword fighters. Nice.
Yeah, plus 38 plus 4 plus. Is it double my level on this attack? On the first attack?
So smiting doubles the damage against what?
I think evil outsiders.
Evil outsiders and
Double check.
and drag.
Undead.
I think it's undead and dragons, evil dragons. I think you are hopefully, unless you're a different type of paladin.
No, I'm a normal. Well, I am a. That's not changed. Okay. So it applies the double damage. Hello?
If the target is an outsider with the evil subtype, an evil line dragon, or an undead creature, okay, we were both wrong. It is not an outsider,
Okay.
and it's not a dragon, and it's not undead.
So just normal. All right.
It
And
is-
does it have DR?
It is evil, yes. Your slashing blade is the perfect weapon to attack the rubbery tentacles.
Oh, okay. Well, so we're laughing then.
Hell yeah.
So let's do this plus. 67 and then 68 damage.
The hell? Okay. That
Smiting hurts.
that first slash has a bunch of tentacles that are removed from the main node. They're worming around on the ground, spewing like an inky substance everywhere. The second attack cleaves the big central stalk down the middle, and it sprays you with a bunch of ichor as it rapidly retreats into the air and disappears into another dimension. You have defeated one of the tentacle masses.
Okay.
There is a screeching noise that everyone in the telepathic bond, if this gets any louder, it may have effects on your ability to concentrate.
No. Well, I guess if we stay here long enough, we'll get to net level 13, guys.
Bookerbeck.
What in all of creation was that?
I don't know if Bookerbeck can do anything.
Did he see Farisay take damage?
It wasn't an enormous amount of damage.
He is going to move up. And then
I mean,
he's...
it's only like 20% of your life, you know.
Yeah, I started with over 100 though now, so you know, it was actually about 16% of my life.
May Bomba Dama Damba give us strength in this battle.
All allies within 40 feet receive a prayer spell. He could have done that a little bit back, so he can get Zephyros.
Could he get the professor too?
That's
Yeah.
extra +1 to hit it.
Yeah, it's a luck bonus to hit. Yeah.
What
Oh,
was
I've
it
already got a
called?
luck bonus. Okay.
Prayer?
To attack, damage rolls, save, skill checks. Foes will also take a minus one. Yeah, you
Saves
cast
as
prayer.
well? Oh, okay. I'll put it down for saves.
What was that spell called?
Prayer.
Prayer.
Prayer. Thank you.
Farisay.
We're halfway.
What is this thing? I'd like to do, I think, a knowledge planes check.
Yeah.
I'm going to use my lore master to just take 20 on that. So what do I know with a 54?
A 54 beats the DC by 20. This thing is the Mother of Smothering Arms. There are lesser creatures, that are called Smothering Arms, that are massive mounds of tentacles that hint at a great slumbering beast at the center. They are colossal aberrations that are from a different place. Normally they hang out or float around in the voidless space between the stars. They are the ruin of entire cities, or maybe even civilizations if they're small enough. Their thought process is too alien to permit interpretation, and they are malevolent. What do you want to know about, what in particular are the 4 things you want to know about the Havero, or the Mother of the Havero?
I want to know. Well, I want to know its senses. I want to know if there's a way I can hide from it.
Okay. First piece of information is that they are quite at home in the reaches of in the perpetual dark. In fact, they thrive in dark places. You might not even think that magical darkness could hide from it. Maybe from the individual tentacles you could. because the creature has so many appendages, it creates too much motion for it to be for it to have tremor sense. So simply invisibility could allow you to hide from it.
Okay.
Because of its tentacles, however, hiding may only give you a short reprieve.
Sure.
High
Is
level
it-
high level creatures tend to have really great perception checks, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Is it vulnerable to anything?
As a creature that loves the darkness, it doesn't like light.
Fair enough.
It might be sensitive to light. The third thing that is hard not to that I'm just going to give you as
Yeah.
one of your items is that it is a creature of insane and incredible intelligence. Or maybe just simply madness. No one who has tried to communicate with a Havero has kept themselves from going insane.
Okay.
And it likely speaks via telepathy, given it probably doesn't have discernible mouths.
Is there any way to get to its to damage it? Like, is the
Yep.
tentacles are they're almost independent things? Would killing enough of them drive it off?
So I don't want to
Anything
say
about
normal Havero, because it's like one of these things is bad, and apparently you found the mother of those things. The thing that is either grown big enough to spawn more of them, it is sending its tentacles through planar boundaries. It's not actually on Bostera.
right. Yeah.
And those are your four things.
All right. That's not bad. That's not bad.
And the screaming's getting louder. And that was a move action. So what are you doing with the rest of your time?
Defensively cast invisibility.
Okay, so you could also go defensive at the beginning of the round if you wanted the AC bonus. In the 3-action system, it doesn't cost you anything.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I'll go defensive. That seems fine.
Okay. And then normal invis,
Normal invis. Yeah.
and you can make the concentration check.
Yeah. 15 plus double spell level. It's a second level spell. So 19 in my concentration check.
The
is
tentacles
better
kind
than
of
that.
lunged forward as they were attacking. They were retreating from you in this horrible dance, and you decide to put up your spell. It doesn't whip at you for casting spells. Professor.
I'll also say in the telepathic bond, it's intelligence in a way we can't even fathom. Communication with it will drive one insane. No one is known to have survived.
Yep.
It communicates telepathically. We may want to break the bond.
Fair
We may
say
want to stop trying.
isn't calmly saying this. She's yelling it like in the middle of a storm of these really horrible bird-like screams after Darian hurt the tentacles. And she's yelling above this horrible sound.
Well, I sorry, I might have made a mistake. Is there a Bard song going?
Not yet.
Okay, I included a +2 Bard song. I just want to make sure what it's
Too late now. You can take a -2 on your next turn. All right, Makernum. Makernum is seems.
Was it
Oh,
me?
Professor. Yeah, sorry, I whipped over you.
Yeah, no worries. So I will spend.
Professor, in all of your days, you would have never realized that you come so close to the things that you've been obsessed about. These creatures of Otra. There's one here. It's poking its tentacles through the boundaries of the plains. If one of the tentacles grabbed you, you could go on a ride. this insane thought enters your mind.
I think part of that thought will maybe slip through the bond a little bit. I'm sure it is quite comforting in our moment of combat right now. Did Pharisee share through the bond what she'd learned about like weaknesses with light?
Yes,
and all that?
yelling.
Yeah.
She said it.
Yeah.
Got it. Stifling a little bit of the urge to not fight this thing, but study it instead. I will begrudgingly use 3 arcane pool points to increase the DC of spells I cast this turn by 2. I will then silently cast Greater Invisibility on myself first.
Okay.
And then with my second spell doing dual spell casting, I will cast where did it go? Persistent Image. I think this one is minutes per level. It's not a concentration one, but I think the Crawling Claw, sensing the tingle the professor gets when he's whipping off illusion spells in combat, will crawl out of the bag and onto my shoulder in preparation for concentration later, maybe?
Sure.
And then I will cast a Persistent Image into the center of the chamber, I guess probably here. And it will burst into life, like it will form as a tiny pea that will like maybe seem to warp the area around it, and then like a pinprick of light going supernova, a being of just like a sun god, but like celestial sort of being of light, like a pure energy kind of, probably like amorphous human shape with like glowing eyes or something.
Where are you putting this thing?
I'm gonna put this thing right here.
Okay.
And it is going to burst forth and fill as much of the illusionary area with its glow, and we will see if this monster from beyond has a brain that can be messed with.
All right, so I'm just gonna.
It will be a figment.
All right, found some light thing I have in my token library. How big is it?
I'll go big. Let's go Thurgus. What size is Thurgus?
Size large.
Bigger than Thurgus.
Bigger than Thurgus? Okay, it's a huge
Go
light
bigger
being.
than Thurgus.
And does your spell
And
create other senses aside from sight?
Yeah, it's everything. It's going to do intelligent speech as well, and it is going to shout forth a boastful challenge at this thing. It allows, I can have it follow a script determined by me. I will have it start to utter whatever prayers of light the professor might know from his religious studies, and have it like offer them in a taunting chant directed towards this thing. So, I am a wielder of the secret fires of Arathor. Dark fire will not avail you, flame of Undun.
All right, so there's a bunch
Nice.
I'm just trying to blast as much light out with it as I can.
of gibberish, fancy gibberish, but very confidently coming out of the light being.
It should be like real prayers, though. It should be able to actually say, like the professor, no doubt, with his deep knowledge of religion, knows a bunch of like holy prayers of the different gods. He could just choose a light god and
Yep.
have it recite these prayers as a script.
Makronom buries his he's not interested in coming out to fight. He seems very afraid of this aberration. Perhaps there's some sort of aberration hierarchy going on here. Tech strides forward. He tries to evade the AOO from the tentacle. The CMD of the tentacle is 35. Can I get a acrobatics check for Tech?
Next character sheet here. Plus 22. Good Hope makes it plus 24. So it's at least 42.
Okay, he's able to avoid the attack from the tentacle, and then he comes in for two attack actions against the tentacle. His forearms wielding a total of two two-bladed swords. He is raging. You want me to roll?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, let me see if I've got. Do I have his combat routines here?
AC.
No, I need to build.
Is there a Bard Song run?
There's not yet.
Okay. He hits once on his first set of attacks, and in his offhand, that would be plus 21 plus 21. He only hits once.
Okay. And let's see. Rage damage with power attack. D8 plus
26 plus Good Hope is 29 damage. Yeah,
Yep.
he came very close to hitting all four times.
28.
But he is.
Good Hope's only plus 2.
He's. Oh, and I think he gets the prayer for a 30.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
The prayer was not enough to make any of those hits. All right, there's a flurry of attacks from Tech, but the tentacles seem to be wary of the bug mercenary, which brings us to Zephyros.
Zephyros will cast Mirror Image on himself. So he's got 5 images.
Oh, yeah, protect yourself against the tentacles. These are not friendly handshakes.
I'll do our best, Mokranam.
Thurgus.
And with that, I need to log off, guys.
All right, we'll play to the end of the round, and then I think we'll push pause. Thurgus.
All right.
For whatever reason, these tentacles are ghostly, whereas the other ones are
I wrote all my stuff out, so
Okay.
I'm just gonna power through this. 2 actions. I'm gonna activate Warrior Spirit to give my Greatsword Ghost Touch, and the remainder of a +3. I'm gonna spend a free action to rage, 1 action to attack at ranged, using the Blood Sickle to cast to shard the Greatsword out, and then I'll use my bonus action for another hasted attack.
Does that count as a ranged attack?
It does count as a ranged attack.
All right, it will take its AOO.
Okay.
AC 35 touch.
Yep.
And it's trying to break that 10 resistance as your deathless armor is keeping you from. You'd be unconscious right now if it was able to get you.
That's so terrifying.
your deathless armor seems to be keeping these horrible ghostly tentacle attacks at bay.
It's just like this silver full plate, this mithril full plate is just weeping blood.
The charisma damage is D10. You are
fortune, by the way.
You are
Remember,
fighting
fortune on
a creature whose tentacles are appropriate challenge for your level. Yeah, it's gross.
There's no power attack here.
You guys all have backup characters, right? Concepts, at least.
I do. I have several. I can help other people with them too.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so that makes my weapon attack roll. This is +33. That's the first attack. 41 to hit.
Yeah, you slice into the thing with your. You kind of throw an aspect of your blade into it. It's ghostly.
Can it be crit?
This thing is not undead, and it's not. Yeah, it can be critted.
Okay. So 47 crit threat.
When you throw this thing like a shard, does it still retain slashing?
It just says that the weapon. So I'll read it to you, and you make the ruling. The wielder of a sharding weapon can make a special ranged attack with the weapon in place of any melee attack. To do this, the wielder goes through the motion of throwing the weapon without releasing it. The weapon splits off a duplicate of itself that flies as if thrown by the wielder at the intended target.
All right, so while it's kind of like shards, it does have some pivot and turn to it. Like
I think
a
of
windmill.
like him like swinging it, and like a greatsword spirals out of it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So these spirals of death are doing slashing damage, getting through its DR.
So that's a 44 to confirm.
That's a confirmation.
Okay, so crit, standard critical damage, minor condition, 1d4 rounds.
Yeah. Let's see the damage. You're probably gonna...
Okay. 3. Do you want me to give you one big number, or do you need me to split these two out?
No, you're getting through its DR, so one big number is fine.
Okay. So this is one regular hit and one crit. For 116 points of damage.
116 points of damage. Are you including Good Hope?
I am.
Okay. It's got...
That's crazy.
Yeah, even though it was incorporeal, it still got... crit.
It's a Ghost Touch Greatsword.
That's right.
It does full damage to corporeal.
It is
corporeal creatures.
Lots of tentacles are being cut, but there's enough still to be to be an effective and attacking creature. I think we're reaching a late part of the evening, as apparently the word shard has broken us. Man, the crystal shard, like it was like 5 or 6 years old when I saw that movie in the theater.
It's not the word shard, Marty.
I know. It's
sharding.
Sharding. D. There's a D, not a T. There's a D.
He's just sharding
All right.
left and right here.
Thurgus, this horrible ghostly thing is hanging on by a thread, and the screaming in your ears, it gets louder and louder. Protective. Okay, the tentacles attack.
Oh, technically I should have rolled fortune on the first attack to see if that was a potential crit.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Because if it was a crit, then this thing's gone.
Yeah, I forgot to roll that. Sorry. 1d20 plus. No.
All right. Might be to your advantage, because you were warned that attacking one tentacle spawns 2. So there are 2 sets of tentacles that get spawned in this hallway on this round. Their spawning takes an action, their pushing their way through the planes takes an action, and then they get an attack each. But first we're going to see what kind of tentacles they are, as this creature is a creature of chaos. Oh, we've seen the reaving tentacles. Those are fun. And then the other ones are also reaving tentacles. Awesome. That's a lot of damage. Okay. The tentacles seem to be a little more beefy as well when they arrive. They're a little bit thicker. They're a little bit more... they have a little bit more plating on them. And perhaps this is the response. So we're going to call them Generation 2 tentacles.
I'll say through the telepathic bond, Thurgus, the tentacles are doubling back here. Do you see its head up front there?
Ah!
All right.
Thurgus is in a rage.
Generation 2 tentacle is attacking the thing that killed it. AC 43. Let me check to see if that's crit threat or not. This is on Darian.
No.
What?
I have an AC of 50 right now.
Oh my god.
Could you quickly walk through how you got to 50?
Certainly.
Okay, yeah. Just we
Okay.
haven't seen this before, so Darian.
Gross.
So start off with an AC of 35.
It's just
Because of your. How do you start at 35?
Well, okay, so that's my walking around is 35. So base 10, armor 13, deflection 3,
Mm-hmm.
2 natural armor,
Is that
5 shield.
Is that enhancement bonus to natural armor or?
That's an enhancement bonus.
Okay, cool.
5 for shield,
That's a
and
that's
I got a
buckler?
+1 insight bonus.
Yep.
And a +1 dex bonus.
Okay.
All right, so it comes us to 35.
Yep.
I cast Bark Skin at 12th level. That gives me an extra +3.
Yep.
I'm smiting a creature.
Yes, and it's all part of the same creature.
Yeah, so that gives me an additional 5 deflection. I also haven't moved more than 5 feet last round, so that gives me an extra +6, unnamed.
Oh my god.
And that's coming from some sort of stance or...
No, that comes just from my Oracle. That's my Oracle curse power.
you basically turtle in place.
Yeah.
Okay. So this tentacle tries to reave through your multitude of defenses and it misses. The
That's nuts.
other
Love it.
tentacle from there can reach you, and it ignores Bukerbeck to go after Darien because Darien's the one that seemed to smite it. Nat 1. Rolls.
What happens if
It misses, and its critical miss is DC 20 dexterity check or fall prone.
Somewhere in another plane, it's just going boom.
No, it's the tentacled node that is actually falling prone, not the creature itself. This thing is so alien and bizarre that it might have a central brain and a bunch of sub-brains that are actually commanding these tentacles. So insects have that type of nervous system. Some of them, anyways.
how does a tentacle fall down?
It's just in a compromised position for its own defense. It launched so much at so many tentacles at Darien, and that he swiped back, and they're all kind of exposed. So it's at a minus. It's basically got a -4 for being prone. Needs to actually take an action to pull back. But that was their last action in the round. So we've got these tentacles that have spawned, and they're definitely tougher. The Gen 1 tentacle is now attacking Tech back, and it's going to try to reave him. They are attacking at +20, nat 20 on Tech. Roll to confirm the crit, AC 34 against a Raging Tech.
Oh.
Rip Tech.
Tech's AC is 35. When he's raging is 33. That's including the haste. The prayer works on his AC, so, confirms on a 33. So Tech is actually at 33. I don't know if I can find another bonus in here.
What was
Tech doesn't have any way of reducing crits.
I don't think prayer gives a bonus to AC.
No, it was a minus on its attack, so
Oh.
it actually hit a 33, but it's
Got it.
exactly it. So he just got crit. Standard damage with 1d4 bleed. Standard crit damage from the Reaving Tentacle. It's a good thing this wasn't the second time he got hit.
Indeed.
4d6 plus 26 damage. 42 damage on Tech, and Tech may have DR from his Barbarian. No, he's not high enough level yet. Alright, he's still standing. 42 damage. That was the first attack. Second attack at plus 15.
Oh, actually, wait a minute. Tech does have something.
Protective luck?
Yes.
Okay, so I gotta roll twice is what you're saying.
Right.
Reroll that crit. It's not a crit. It's not a hit. He doesn't take any of it.
Woo.
Look at the
There
bard,
we go.
Look at the Bard Witch keeping everyone alive.
thank God.
And the thing is too stupid to realize. Alright.
And that...
And then and then it takes its last attack, which is basically bowling for 20s. Nope. This mass tentacle, there's a light thing over there, or the thing that's actually hurting me. These things seem to be responding to the creatures that hit it last. I will give you a 1 in 4 chance that it actually lashes out at the light being. We'll say on a 4 it does that. Nope. Thurgus. Incorporeal touch. AC nat 1.
Again.
Misses.
20,
Thurgus still
23 to
has protected
confirm.
luck right now,
Okay,
too.
so I got to roll. This is
Yeah.
the confirmation. 23 or 24. Does 23 touch hit you?
Yeah.
Okay, so would have hit. Next attack at plus 15. Nat 1 again.
Fergus is blessed by the blood bear.
21 touch. Does that confirm?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
100%.
All right. And then the
I'm
last,
sitting over here raging with like touch AC and full plate. Like, yeah, you.
the last touches AC nat 1
Another
again.
not one.
Well, when you're forced to roll a gazillion times because of protective luck. All right, so protective luck keeps these incorporeal tentacles at bay. It does flick a small tentacle towards the light being, and it seems to be shifting away from the light being, like it just doesn't like its presence. And those were the tentacles this round. You guys are standing up. You're standing tall and proud, and Darian.
I'll say, yell through the telepathic bond of madness. I think killing them will only bring more. Maybe we should all be invisible and just simply sneak by. Can't see me. Can't see me.
Oh yeah, wait a second. The telepathic bond. Those that are in the telepathic bond need to give me a will save.
Is it a fear effect?
It is not.
Damn.
It is a mind affecting effect, though.
Is it language dependent?
Yes, I will give you that bonus.
What?
Is Bukerbeck's magic circle against evil is not protecting any view? You're too far away.
At 20 for 43.
28 for the professor.
32 for Pharisee.
Okay.
And 33 for Darian.
Somebody want to roll for Zephyros?
Yeah, Zephyros, I just updated his stuff, so his is plus 16. Uh, 20.
Okay. Zephyros failed. He's the only one that failed. And he
Can I
takes...
spend my
He takes...
reaction?
On what?
I think I have one that's reroll failed saves. Let me double check.
On yourself or on...
others.
It's my determination for an ally. Oh, never mind. It's attack rolls.
Okay.
Ignore me.
Zephyros takes 2 charisma damage from the screeching that is in your...
Ooh.
Oof.
The fortune point won't help. The DC was 25.
Yeah, I don't think he's got anything that'll bump it up further.
Sorry, we'll get it back. Zephyros can be ugly for a little while.
How much? 2 charisma.
2 charisma.
It's on there. Cool.
When you reach 0 charisma, you are unconscious.
That's awful.
It is. Or your powers go to shit if you're a charisma caster. All right, Darian, Bukerbeck, Pharisee, Professor, and then we're going to push pause.
All right. Darian is going to delay until, we'll say after the professor. He'll delay till the end of the round, but like, what do we do?
Yep.
Guys, he doesn't know.
We keep fighting. Oh.
Yeah, you're not the one he's looking for an answer from, to be honest.
Zephyros is like bleeding out of his trunk and out of his ears. Oh, we need to end the telepathic bond, is what he's saying. The screeching isn't getting any softer. In fact, it's getting louder. Bukerbeck hears you guys kind of grunting and complaining. he doesn't want to move from that spot. Damn it. What's he going to do? Is anyone injured? Farisay's injured. She's 30 feet away. He's going to channel positive energy to heal Farisay, excluding